Hi everyone, my name is Togue Braun. I own Down East Dayboat, and I'm going to present a little bit of information to you about the Give Maine Seafood campaign. I'm sorry I can't be there in person due to a potential COVID exposure, but better safe than sorry, so here goes. So Give Maine Seafood was a collaborative effort between the Maine Coast Fishermen's Association, the Maine Aquaculture Association, Aragasta Mama, and my company, Down East Dayboat. And although there were 4 organizations involved, it was really 3 people that were involved. It was me, Monique Coombs, and Afton Hopper, now Afton Vigu, that did the work. The entity really sprang from the Eat Maine Seafood, hashtag Eat Maine Seafood campaign that was started by MAA and MCFA last summer. And when the holidays started to come around, actually, late summer into fall, all of us were thinking about what we could do to turn some of the negatives from the lockdown into a positive for Maine seafood. And because people often had missed their traditional summer trip to Maine and they weren't going to be traveling and gift giving in person, we thought, well, let's take this as an opportunity to encourage people to give Maine seafood. And so hashtag Give Maine Seafood was born, and also we got some funding from Buoy, Maine to launch the website givemaineseafood.com. And the idea was to make it easy for people to source Maine seafood in person or for online delivery, and also to source gifts that were made by commercial fishing families and gifts that were tailored to people that were interested in seafood and fisheries, and basically help out all of Maine's marine economy makers and seafood providers. So Give Maine Seafood was launched just in time for the holidays. The goal was to have that continue, have the website continue into other holidays as well. We did a brief Mother's Day campaign, and we thought, Maine seafood is always appreciated. So having a one-stop shop where people could go to learn about Maine seafood, get recipes, and source it would be a good thing. So we spent the majority of the funding on social media assets and put up the site. We did that from Might in Maine. They're the ones that provided us with our social media assets. And the hope was that we would continue to do that into the years to come. However, it was more a labor of love than anything else for the 3 of us that did it. And we ran out of funding and sort of ran out of steam. We were offered some funding in earlier this year. And we set out to do some strategic planning to figure out how to keep this entity funded into the future and how to make it provide something that was worthwhile to Maine's commercial fishing industry and the marine economy, given how tightly stretched the 3 of us were. So we actually did some strategic planning with Jay Friedlander from the College of the Atlantic. And as an aside, if any of you ever need to do strategic planning or any business planning, I can't recommend Jay enough. He is really, really good. So we had a few meetings with him, and then we found out that the funding was not going to come through. So we ended up having to pay for that ourselves, and that sort of knocked the wind out of our sails. And the combination of that, and on a positive note, the fact that much of what we were trying to do has since been done by the Seafood from Maine campaign from the Department of Marine Resources. So we are no longer, the site is still live, givemaineseafood.com, and we hope that companies will continue to use the hashtag Give Maine Seafood, because Maine Seafood is always a great thing. But we're sort of, I guess, redundant. We're no longer necessary. The Seafood from Maine site is far larger and far better funded, and we don't really need to continue with givemaineseafood.com. So it's there, but we're not seeking to expand it, at least not at this time. As long as the Seafood from Maine site continues to be doing a good job, then we're no longer necessary. In terms of lessons learned, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was a failure. It was something that was needed at the time and is no longer needed. People love Maine seafood. I think it's great that there are so many organizations, so many companies in Maine that are taking advantage of the increased ease and desire to source Maine seafood online. I mean, COVID obviously has a lot of bad sides, but the increase in online commerce has been great. I think it's important that we continue to build with esteem of that and really do a better job of marketing Maine seafood, because it is absolutely the best in the world. And I think a lot of the companies that have been funded by Buoy, Maine are going to continue to do that, and Seafood from Maine is a good thing, so keep it up. Thank you, everybody. Again, sorry I couldn't be there in person, and best of luck to all of your organizations.